Oh, hello.
Hello, are we there?
Hello, I believe we are live. Hi, everybody. Big welcome to Share the Love Sundays, where we are so excited today because we are sitting down with the creators of one of our favorite YouTube channels ever. Hi.
Hi guys. How you doing? Good morning.
Yes.
Let me turn up. It's playing in the background. How do I turn that volume up? Bear with us, everybody. Technical issues.
Okay. Well,
howdy, Nomadic Trio. Thank you for coming. Bastiaan and Yolanda are the creators of Bakkerfeeling Adventures.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. And I think, Yolanda, you're going to be in the chat, aren't you? So
yes, I'll be in the chat. So
yes. Feel free to jump in with your questions and comments as we go along.
Anyway, so I will go.
She'll go into the chat. Thank you, darling. All right.
Okay, well, let's kick it off. Bastiaan, can you introduce yourself and your channel and tell us why did you start your channel?
Okay, well, my name is Bastiaan from Bakkerfeeling Adventures. As you already know, it's a travel channel. Why did we start our channel? When did we start our channel? I actually started my channel for work when I was still doing bartending work in South Spain, where I lived for long years. And it was actually just for customers, as we had live shows every evening. I was once technical issue going over there on the computer. We used to have live music every night, and I would film that for the customers. So the channel in the beginning was more for work and for hobby. And it wasn't until 2016 where I actually converted it into a travel channel, as we were traveling a lot, and that's really our passion. And I thought, well, let's give it a go.
When did you get the travel bug? When did that happen to you? Did you always have that love of travel and an adventure, or did it come, later?
Yes, I've always been adventurous. Ever since I was little, I've always loved traveling. Unfortunately, with our parents, we never traveled a lot. So I wanted to travel, but I never got to go anywhere. And then, of course, it's frustrating when other people came back from their holidays and they show their pictures and they show their videos. And I always had the need to explore and see things for myself. And I remember, and this really pushed it for me. There was this, I was working as a bartender in Spain, and there was this couple, and they came every night. I don't remember, I think they were from the United States. They came every night. And one night was the final night, and we said goodbye. And I said, well, I hope to see you soon. And they said, no, you'll never see us again. And why that? Thing is, they travel around the world, but they never visit the same place twice. And I thought, what is better than to have a loving partner and to share that passion and to be able to share that passion together and to just travel the world. And it's quite a nice thing not to travel the same place twice, as you get to cover more different countries. So, but yeah, the travel bug has always been with me.
Yeah, I'm not going to spare your blushes now. You are such a lovely couple. You're such fun to watch, and your joy and enthusiasm and excitement just leaps out of the screen. Seriously.
Yeah, it's contagious, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It truly is.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
I always feel very uplifted and optimistic and happy watching your videos. And and I love the way they're edited and put together too. Do you spend a lot of time doing that part of your videos?
Yes, that takes up a lot of work. A lot of people don't actually realize the massive amount of time that goes into making one of these videos, from getting the idea, how to do it. I also have ideas while I'm working with it. It really takes a lot of time, especially because I like to build upon my music so that the music takes you away to a certain atmosphere. And it's really hard to dig through all that library of music every time for each scene. So it takes up a lot of work, but it's the result that matters. I'm always really happy with the result, and that makes it worth the while and the time invested.
Oh yeah, we hear you. It does take a long time, but if you are enthusiastic and really love your subject, then
you have to love the editing process, I think, don't you? You have to enjoy it, because otherwise it would be such a chore.
So having the proper tools is also important.
What do you use to edit?
Right now, you have I'm looking at MacBook Pro, so I got iMovie. Which is an absolute fantastic program. I used to do all my older videos with Windows Movie Maker, which is nice as a starter, but it's very, very limited. So I was very happy with the purchase of the MacBook Pro, and to see how much more I can do now with my editing. I'm really, really thrilled about that.
Yeah, that's exciting, isn't it? And I love what you said about music. I think one of the best things we've done for our videos is put music in the background, because it does give you a sense of atmosphere and mood, and it lifts the whole thing, I think.
Yes,
it really does change the video. It really can.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, what is your, hard to say, I know, what is your favorite destination that you've been to? And what is the destination, if you could pick that one destination, where is it that you'd really like to visit?
Tough question. As for favorite places, because we've been to so many countries, we discovered every country's got their own charm in their own way, whether it's exotic or weather or wildlife. As for favorites, for me, my two favorite countries, and it's really is a tie, would be Argentina and South Africa. But the nature is stunning and so colorful. For example, in Argentina, you got all these colored mountains, and it's red and pink and green and blue, and you have it's so amazing that one moment you're standing in a city like Buenos Aires, and the next you're standing at the Iguazu waterfalls or at the salt plains, like miles of desert of salt. And as for Africa, you got, of course, the tribes who went to the villages, the culture, the food, the wildlife, the safaris. It's so immense. It's so much to take in. As for place to travel right now, I think Peru, because Machu Picchu really,
definitely.
I really like the Maya civilization and culture. That always triggered really much.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Whilst we're here, let's just say a quick hi to everyone in the chat. Thank you, everyone who's come along. If you haven't said hi yet, don't be shy. Give us a wave. Nomadic Trio. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Or howdy.
Howdy. We won't try accents today. Don't worry.
No.
Angela and Jeff from My Take on Home and Garden. Thanks for coming, guys. And Dad, of course. And Jessie Miller. Hi, Jessie. Nice to see you too. Feel free to jump into the chat with your comments if you didn't hear us say earlier. Yolanda, who's the other half of Bakkerfeeling Adventures, is in the chat to answer all of your questions. So,
hi.
Right Hi. There she is.
Good, great. Okay, so what do you think? There's a lot of travel channels out there. What makes yours unique?
And of course, this is a question where I want to be modest. There's several things that of course, there are several things. First of all, we are very aware that the relationship Yolanda and I have is quite unique. So that's, for starters, something that we have. The dynamic we have, the way we are, we can spend 24 hours a day together. We don't get bored of each other. We always have fun. We always enjoy what we do. We both really share a tremendous passion of travel. For me personally, I love being in front of the camera. So what makes us unique is what I try to do by editing videos is to give the viewer the feeling that they're actually joining us in our travel. We want to show you some serious, nice stuff, some beautiful footage. We want to show you some interesting information. We want to do this with a little bit of humor, a bit of laughter, and some nice atmospheric music. So the whole mixture we're trying to aim for everyone to watch, not just people that travel a lot and want travel ideas, but also people that can't travel and still want to have that feeling that they are joining us and that they're seeing the most beautiful place in the world, and basically that feeling. That's what I think it makes.
Yeah, well, it definitely comes across like that. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
Very much, really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I think that's especially relevant right now with a lot of people not being able to travel. It's nice to be able to do it virtually. And I think people are looking to places like YouTube and channels like yours.
Yeah,
to get their travel kit.
Yes. Okay, now you have got a very unique thing that you've done to finance your next bout of traveling. So if you could tell us about that and give us some advice if we have, find it difficult financially to travel, or if we find it difficult to get ourselves organized to travel.
Well, that's of course two complete different ways. As in, some people they're really bad in organizing themselves. You can always do organized trips. It's very simple. You wake up, you get your ass in the bus, and that's all you have to do. They will tour you around. They will drive you all these places. You get to see so much. They explain everything to you. So you have to do absolutely nothing, just to chill and relax. But of course, the downside is that you do not have as much freedom as you would have if you travel on your own organization, and you will spend more money. Plus, you always are in a group. You have limited time spent to go to places, and you don't always know if the group has people that you like. We have learned a lot of tricks over the years. Traveling does not have to be expensive. For example, when people take a cruise, cruise is not as expensive as people think. The money is in the excursions. So you can either book an excursion on a cruise and pay $300-400, or you can actually do this by your own, like we did, for example, in Pompeii. We took our own bus, our own metro. We were there in I think half an hour. It costed us €10 for the same tour that other people pay $300-400 for the exact same tour. So it's really, as advice, there's so many things you can do. You can make it as cheap or expensive as you choose and you want. So as advice for people that want to travel, there's so many advice. I had something.
Yeah.
I say, there's so many things you can backpack. There's house and pet sitting, for example, you can do. So you take care of somebody else's house. You don't pay, they don't pay you, but you have a roof from where you can investigate or explore the area. There's just so many tricks and tips you can do. There's people that travel the world without having any money. So it is possible. It just depends how much comfort you're looking for.
Exactly, yeah. And also, John asks, how is the situation now with traveling with the COVID-19? So what particularly have you experienced with regard to that?
This is really frustrating because, of course, the dream of traveling the world has been there for many years. The planning of how and if we're going to do this and what's going to happen has been there for many years. We put our house for sale for 2 years ago. We're really excited. We got everything planned. And now you got this situation where we can't really do much. So the first plan to go to Australia, it's not going to happen for now. This can be 3 months. This can be 6 months. This can be a year. We don't know. So then we said, any place outside of Europe, it's not going to happen either. So we're actually getting limited. The only thing yellow on our map right now is Europe. So the only options we have is to stay within Europe, but we already did Europe a couple of years ago, but in a different style we can redo it, and we're really working our way right now of the possibilities we have to do it inside of Europe.
Yeah, I think people are very, sorry, Bastiaan, I think people are very interested to know how you do it in this current climate. So any advice would be really helpful, and it is very frustrating. And we planned a trip to the UK, going very shortly, we were going to go, so that's obviously have to be put on hold. So it is very disappointing, but it's just something that's there, and you have to sort of cope with it the best you can, I guess.
You have to roll with the punches. So what we're doing every day, we're checking the websites of the map. If there's anything open, if there's anything in yellow, if there's any travel advice that has changed. for us, as soon as the borders outside of Europe are open, we're jumping on the plane. So we're really waiting. But of course, for the question, what can people do? You have to roll the punches within the limitations that you have. So if we cannot go anywhere outside of Europe, then we have to stay inside of Europe. If we can't leave Holland, then we just go visit stuff in Holland. Every country has so many beautiful places that most people are unaware of. So start explore your own country and your neighboring countries, and then little by little you expand your horizons as the borders start to open again.
Yeah.
And a positive attitude, of course, helps a lot as well.
Yeah. So what's the first step on your travel plans now then, if it's not Australia?
Well, right now, as we speak, not as we speak because you were in an interview, but right now, Yolanda is spending a lot of time looking for RVs, as well as looking for possible places we can stay in house and pet sitting. So to be honest, for your question, we don't know where we're going to start yet. It's going to be one big adventure. Because if she finds something in Italy, we go to Italy. If she finds something in France, we really don't mind. Probably on the south coast of Europe because of the temperature. Because winter is coming now,
we hear you.
No fans.
No, not that winter stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
This is weather permitted, but if we have a few nice days coming up in the upcoming weeks, we're gonna show you some stuff from our own country as well.
Oh,
but that's depending on
interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's true. You kind of always don't think about things that are on your doorstep. You think, oh, I'm going to go away and see this. But when you're forced to sort of stay in your own country, there is so much in your own country, whatever country it is, that it's amazing to see and experience. And we just take it for granted or just think everything is better across the water, you know.
Yeah.
So.
And I actually think that's really exciting that you don't know what's going to happen. Like, it's probably terrifying for you, but from an outsider perspective, I'm like, what's going to happen? Where are they going to go? Like, it's truly an adventure, isn't it?
It is, because I'm really a planning person. I like to plan every second, every meter. When we go on a road trip or anything, I'm the one who makes a map. Where do we go? How much miles or kilometers? How much is the drive? I plan everything. And the last few years, I had to learn to let go and to go with the flow. But now it's not really a choice. It's like, okay, you died, you sold your house, good luck, and see how you got. So it's a real challenge, but it's exciting because I like a challenge. I don't know, it makes it more adventurous. So
yeah, that's very true. It does, you know, it gives it that sort of edge. And I hear you about the planning. We're planners too, aren't we? So
oh,
we'll be like,
yeah. Let's just catch up with the chat whilst we pause. Oh, KG is here. Hi, KG. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming. Hello. Three-way theory. Hello. They say, have you ever visited?
Hi, Tony.
Oh yeah, Three-way theory are in Finland. They wish to know if you've ever visited Finland or Scandinavia.
Yes, we have. We went on a North Europe cruise a couple of years ago, and it was only 1 day in each country. So we did see Finland, but we didn't really see it. We only went to the capital, stayed there for a day. Really nice. Finland is one of the countries I really want to go back, because there's so much beautiful stuff I've seen there, with the sled dogs in the snow and the northern light. So we've been there, but it doesn't really count for me as we've explored and see it. So we will get back there. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, the Northern Lights are on my bucket list.
Yeah,
sure.
I haven't been to Scandinavia at all, and yeah, I'd love to go there, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
My other daughter Katie loves Scandinavia, and her and Aaron often go to Finland and, you know, the Nordic countries, and absolutely love it. So yeah, that would be wonderful to do one day for sure.
My take on home and garden, say, Lucy, that is funny. That is what we think as well. Where are they going to? Not having a house is a challenge, I am sure. Oh, did we actually say that clearly for everyone who doesn't know? You've sold your house for this to fund this project, haven't you?
Correct. Yes, we actually the planning was for us to come to Holland because we both lived in Spain for study, and then live in a warm country. That was the basic plan. And Australia was the best country for us that we selected from the entire world that would actually fit into all the things that we demand for a place we want to live. And basically every step that I took in order to get myself into Australia, every time I had all my papers ready, there was some kind of hiccup. Oh, but you also need this paper. Okay, let's go this way, get this paper. And every time I got there, it's really difficult to get into Australia. There was always something to put you one step in the front, 2 steps back. So at one point, it really, really got frustrated as they changed some laws, not towards a benefit. And this was the point where I threw in the towel. I said, forget it. I'm no longer going to invest any time into getting my visas for Australia. This is too frustrating. Never mind. And then it was Yolanda that said, that's cool, but we're not staying in Holland either. We need to have a plan. What's your plan? And I said, I don't know. So what do you want? I said, well, what I want is not possible. What I want is to travel the world. I said, well, let's do it. So it was a spur of the moment where we actually made a very bold decision to start thinking about how to do this. So yes, we sold our house to fund this project. So all our securities and safe places and out of the window, all traded in for this adventure of a lifetime.
My goodness, that is so huge. That means, yes, we're definitely doing it. There's no messing about. Yeah.
There's no turning back.
I know. So do you feel a little bit sad for that you haven't got your house any longer? And when you're away, do you actually get homesick?
No.
Me too.
No.
Not me. I get homesick when I'm away for a long time. I do get homesick for the UK big time. I love it here, but yeah, I get really homesick sometimes. But you guys never do?
Well, the thing is, I've moved 37 times from home. So I have, out of which 4 times into a different country. So I've moved around so many times that for me, there's not really a place that I call, oh, it's a home, and I know my neighbors for 20 years, and I know my friends for 40 years. I can't leave here. For me, it's very easy to pack up and leave. All I need is my wife and a credit card and a passport. That's all we need. So no, I never had that homesick problem, actually. Always really happy to leave. Only now, because the house we just sold is actually the longest place I've lived in my life. And not when we were selling the house and not when we left. It was actually while I was making these series, when I was seeing Sneaky, I was seeing our old neighborhood. And that's when it hit like, okay, that's no longer my house. Somebody else is sleeping in that bed. Somebody else is sitting in my yard. Oh no, it's not my yard. So now it's actually kicking in the impact that we didn't lose it, but we sold the house. We do not longer go back to our house after our holidays. It's a funny feeling. It is.
Yeah, understand. And I was going to ask you actually about Sneaky, the little stray cat that you adopted.
Oh yes, do tell us about Sneaky.
They've got a really, really moving video on your channel about you guys taking care of Sneaky, little stray cat who had an injured paw, and it was very difficult to keep Sneaky in the house because he wanted to sort of travel and be free. Can you say what happened, and have you any updates to give us?
Well, what happened in a nutshell is, like you said, the cat was injured, and for some reason he came to our house and he stole our hearts quite quickly. He had us wrapped around his paw. The thing is, we hadn't sold the house when he came to us. This was about 4 or 5 months ago. So when we did sell the house, we started to look for a new owner, and we actually already had 1 or 2 people that were going to take care of Sneaky in case that the first one would say no, the second would say yes. So everything was covered. So when we did sell the house and we called these people, they actually pulled back and changed their mind. So now we have 7 weeks and a cat with no owner. And then within all this situation, the cat got sick with his paw, got injured. We had to keep him inside. So it was when his injury was kind of cured, we let him out and he disappeared for 3 days. That was actually in the last week we were in our house. So this was like, if he doesn't come back, it might be better for him because he might be angry the way, he had to stay inside all the time. But if he does come back, we have a problem because we only have 3-4 more days before we have to leave. How are we going to find a new owner? He came back the day before we left.
Oh, so happy. I was on tenterhooks. You know, I was thinking,
we were getting worried about it, weren't we?
But don't get excited yet because it doesn't
Oh,
end.
no, stop there.
So we were really, it was actually 2 days before we left. We were really happy because, well, the fact he came back means that he understands that we took care of him and we didn't mean bad. So we were happy he came back and all very happy. But now we only had 2 days to find a new owner. Now, a friend of a neighbor had a friend, had a Facebook site. It went all throughout the whole country, the whole happening. We found him a new owner. On the last day before we left, we had to bring him to the new owner, which was an hour drive and an hour back. So we were still packing, cleaning, getting everything ready the last day in our house and then taking care of the cat. We went to bed at, I think, 2 o'clock in the morning that night. But we were happy because we dropped him at a happy family. And then we came to my friend's house where we are right now. And I think within the first 4 or 5 days, he ran off.
Oh.
He escaped, he ran off. And we haven't heard anything from him since.
Well, keep us updated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's got an adventurous spirit just like you. So
Yeah. But we
Yeah,
have decided the following because there's various options, and the way we know our cat, I think he sneaked himself into another loving family. But then you had this movie when I was growing up, The Amazing Journey. I don't know if you've seen this movie. About this 2 dogs and a cat, they get lost as well. You saw it, yes?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It would not surprise me at all if any of these days one of our old neighbors calls us up and tells us that the cat came to the old house. If he makes that effort, we will pick him up and we'll take him with us.
Oh, hooray!
Yay, come on, Sneaky. We need more cat videos.
Yeah.
We do mix it because we did give it a thought to take him with us, but that's going to be such a hassle to travel the world with a cat. But if he did all that effort just to be with us, then we have to award him for it. We can't just leave him behind then.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, he's one of the family if he does that for sure.
Yeah.
Such an adorable cat.
Oh, let's see what everyone's saying in the chat. Where did we get up to? Oh, KG says there's so much to see in Canada. You're going to love it. Oh, who's going to Canada? Oh, my take on Home and Garden. Are you going to Canada?
Nice.
Well, have a lovely time. That would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
Yeah, would love to go there too.
Yeah, it's definitely on the bucket list.
Yes.
And he says October is the best time for fall. The leaves turn to beautiful colors and it's amazing to see. You know, I think that's one of the things living in Arizona now that we don't have is like a kind of fall season where everything turns brown. So that would be lovely, wouldn't it?
It would. Fall and spring we don't have.
Yeah. Where did we get up to? Sorry if I'm missing your comments. You're doing wonderful in the chat, talking away. Oh, three-way theory. Judging by your name, you've moved to the States. Haven't seen any videos about it though. You know, you're going stateside. Oh, well, very briefly about us then, whilst Bastiaan's having a little drink and a break. Yes, we've moved to America. We've made a few immigration videos, haven't we? But we also do challenges and interviews and all things transatlantic and travel. So yeah, that's us. Yeah, you guys are doing great in the chat. Keep it up. Okay, so what's next?
Oh, next. I'm just going to ask you some questions about YouTube in general. Basically, what advice can you give for somebody thinking of starting a channel? And then when they've started a channel, how to actually grow that channel? What would your top tips be?
If I have to keep it short, because this is a topic I can go on for hours. Like I said, it's very important that you understand how YouTube and the algorithm works. If I can tell you a quick story, between 2008 and 2016, I uploaded my videos with copyright music because I was clueless. When I discovered that you can't monetize your channel, I had to delete 150 videos from YouTube, put new music on them, re-upload them. Of course, I didn't know back then I could have changed my music within the YouTube editor, but I didn't know anything about YouTube. So I deleted all my videos and I lost 90,000 views in one day.
Oh my goodness.
Plus,
what a
I
nightmare.
uploaded those, I know. Plus, I uploaded those 150 videos, one after another, after another, after another, which is, of course, very confusing for the algorithm. So it is very important if you start a YouTube channel that you do some investigation on how it all works. Personally, last year, I spent about 3-4 months watching all kind of tutorials about YouTube, how YouTube works, how the algorithm works. And I actually took notes, which is very important. So eventually I had this whole sheet full of notes about the algorithm, and I actually turned that into two very nice live shows where I explain everything about channel growth and the algorithm. So my best advice is check those videos out, because all this research is put together into one video, and it's really useful. If I have to give a quick advice, most important is passion, persistence, and patience. You have to enjoy what you're doing. People will see it. Patience, because Rome isn't built in a day. And persistence, the moment that you throw in the towel is the moment that you lose the battle. As long as you keep uploading and keep passionate and keep going for it, eventually you'll get there. Have a good thumbnail and a good title is very important, as that's the business card of your video, as well as have a good homepage, as that's the business card of your channel. So that would be my advice in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's brilliant advice. And do go out there if you haven't already seen those videos, because they're really, really helpful.
Perhaps we can pop them in the comments after we've finished this live chat. So if you are looking for them, we'll head on over and find them and put them in the comments below for you.
One thing Lucy and I were intrigued about is that you haven't put the number of subscribers, you haven't kept that on your channel, and some people do, some people don't. What is your thought behind not revealing the number of subscribers?
It's funny that you asked this question, because I run a community on Facebook, and coincidentally this question was asked 2 days ago, and I was very quick with the answer. And right now I'm actually hesitating, because my first opinion is, what this happened with me is, a lot of people will judge your channel on your subscribers account. And I rather have people judging my channel on the quality of my work. And I find it rather unfair that a lot of people, they will check your video or not, well, they will see your thumbnail and they say, oh, you only have, I don't know, 40 subscribers, so your video isn't good. And it's very hard to explain to non-YouTubers that a video isn't good because it has a lot of views. It's very difficult to get through those 300,000 people uploading videos every day. So I had a colleague who watched my video, he liked my channel, but because I didn't have enough subscribers for his taste, it wasn't worth for him subscribing to my channel. And I said that nobody will grow with that attitude. And that's been my point of view until yesterday, when somebody said, for me, if somebody hides their account, it gives me the feeling that they got something to hide, that you're not transparent. So now, I mean, like, I really don't know what's the best to do now, because on the one hand, I don't want to have people thinking I got something to hide. And on the other hand, I don't want people to judge my channel based on the subscribers count instead of the quality of the videos.
It's very hard when you're growing your channel, isn't it, to get recognition, for, like you say, for the quality of your work rather than those numbers, because we live in an age of like Instagram, where it's all about how many followers you have and how many likes you get and all of that stuff. So it's very, very hard to get a foot in the door. Perhaps if in the comments you could let us know, do you think hide your subscriber number or not hide your subscriber number? What do you think?
I will check that later and I will see what's best.
We'll do a poll.
Because
for sure.
When people ask us in our travel, what do you do for a living or whatever, when I say I have a YouTube channel, question number one, how many subscribers? Question number one, what's your channel about? Can I check your channel? What do you make? No. What's your subscribers account? If it's beneath 5,000, then you're not important. And I really don't like this kind of mentality. So that's the reason why I actually did hide my subscribers account.
Yeah, very interesting.
We're not a big channel. We're really starting to get there. We're not huge. That's why I hide it. completely the opposite. We're really struggling to grow. That's why we hide it, so people judge us on our quality of the material.
Yeah. There's so many brilliant channels out there that are in the same situation, aren't they? Doing wonderful things and just not getting the recognition that they really deserve. And I'm sure part of it's algorithms, but part of it is this kind of mindset that people have about what makes a channel worth visiting and what doesn't.
We always are quite surprised sometimes that with regard to individual videos, some of our highest viewed videos are not the videos that we're the most proud of or what we're really about. Do you find the same thing?
Well, funny you said that. I actually had that with two of our series. It was with the Great Britain one and Argentina. With the original series, we make episodes, and in the end of every series, I would have this little vlog where I would tell about the travels and blah 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 blah. No footage, just me talking. And I thought, people are not gonna like this, and they have the best retention rates. The things that I think this video is not gonna do it, and people like that more. That it's funny. It's really difficult to reach your audience. It's really, really difficult.
Yeah. I don't know why that would be, but I wonder if it's because people like to have like a very personal connection with someone, and I hope you don't mind me saying, but you're very engaging to listen to. So the combination of having a face on camera and someone who you're interested to listen to is something that
I think it like you said, it depends what you're telling and how you're telling it. But I don't want to say, oh, I love to listen to my own voice, so look at me. You know, that's not. There's to be a little bit of a balance in there. It depends what you're telling, and of course I love telling stories. So for me, I can talk for hours, and I'm more than happy to. But it doesn't mean that the person that's listening to me is also enjoying my rambling. And coincidentally, this morning, somebody reacted to my video of today, and they said it was too short. And I actually told this person, I actually cut this video in half because the story I was telling this morning is so much more extensive. And I felt, oh, it's too much blah, blah, blah. I'm going to cut here, I'm going to cut there, I'm going to cut this out and that out. And then somebody said, yeah, your vlog is nice, but it's too short. I would have loved to see more.
I think you just can't win sometimes.
You can't please everyone, can you?
Yeah. And going on from that, I'm sure you haven't had any hate comments. We've got a video coming out on Tuesday. We're actually reading out some of our hate comments, mostly on Facebook and one or two on YouTube. How do you both cope with hate comments? Do you respond? How do you feel inside? I'm
going to knock on wood. We haven't received a hate comment as in somebody being really, really rude. What I do with a comment that angers me or disappoints me is that I leave it for a day so I can calm down and come back to it the next day. I will always try to understand why this person says that, because in the end of the day, this person has taken or sacrificed their time out of their life to watch my video, and for some reason I angered them. So of course there's a difference between a troll who's just nasty, so we ignore them, or somebody that gives an opinion. So I want to evaluate that opinion, and I want to understand why this person has put the time in to let me know whatever complaint. And I would like to work towards changing this person's mind or appeasing them. For example, last year we did a Great Britain and Ireland road trip, and I said Great Britain, as in Ireland being part of Great Britain. And there was this Irish man who was absolutely really insulted by that, because Ireland is not part of Great Britain, which he thoroughly explained to me.
I can imagine.
With some very good examples. So instead of me getting angry and, oh, I know better, I apologized, because of course it was coming down to history and such. And I actually changed about 7 or 8 episodes. I changed the title to make it clear that it's Great Britain and Ireland.
Absolutely, yeah. If there's constructive criticism like that, then yes, that's good. And we haven't had anything too bad, have we, Lucy? Not yet.
No. Yeah, but there are those comments you can have a conversation with, can't you? And you can maybe engage in a little bit of healthy debate. And
some people
I think that's all good, isn't it?
Some people are looking for arguments. I mean, we had when we quit smoking, there was somebody that was throwing that on a religion tour, that it had to do with demons and being addicted to cigarettes. I always try to how you say. My parents said never discuss with somebody that's crazy because they will win out of experience. So when you get a little bit of the nutty people, you just go along with the flow a little bit.
Yeah, good advice.
Definitely. Definitely good advice. I was gonna, anything in the chat, Lucy?
Oh, let's see. Should we see if people think hide the subscriber number or not hide the subscriber number? KG says, my opinion is whatever the regular YouTube abilities are, not to hide, because if they don't like you for how many subs you have, you don't want them anyways. Yeah, I can see that.
That's a fair point.
Jessie says, my vote is not to hide the number. Okay. And KG then says again, I like to hide nothing. People tell me all the time. I just like to throw it out there. And if you love me, for me, sub. If not, see you later, lol.
Very good.
I love that attitude. Yeah, that's right. Don't worry about it. And Three-Way Theory says, even if I'd hide my subscriber count, people would see that my videos don't have any views.
Oh.
I suppose you can't hide your views, can you? I don't think.
You can't.
No. I prefer to focus on the journey of making content and talking about what I'm passionate about. Yeah, I think there is something to that, isn't there? If you put out something that you're passionate about, people will find you who are passionate about the same thing.
Yes, absolutely.
I like that. That's good. And then my take on Home and Garden say, we decided to keep it up for now and like seeing the number grow, but we feel the same way. I think it hinders you sometimes as well, not showing the number. I did wonder that, because, you know, you might have more subscribers than people think. People might think, oh, you're hiding it because you've only got, throw out a random number, 50 subscribers or something. Whereas actually you have 1,000, but they might assume that it's less than it is, maybe. Oh, hello, Sundays with Heart. Hi.
Okay, all right.
Thank you, everybody, for that. Yeah, so
the
concurrence seems to be to show the number, Bastiaan.
This is really interesting because I hear everybody, because this is funny, I was so certain about my opinion, and until somebody in the community asked this question yesterday, and everybody had the same opinion as right now. So it really made me think, yeah, I'm gonna change that later. After this chat, I'm gonna put my subscribers account on there and see if it's gonna make a difference in the channel growth. So
yes, it'd be good. Try it and see if it does work to your benefit. Then keep it, and if you're not happy, you can always, you know, hide it again, I guess.
That's true. Yeah, do an experiment.
So, on demand of everybody, I'm gonna change that around later on.
Oh, we'll all be lucky to see.
Hello, Rose. Rose is just alive. Homesick Adventures are here. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. And I will just say at this point, if you haven't yet, we'd appreciate it so much if you gave this video a like. It really helps us out.
Please.
And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel.
Both channels.
And go and subscribe to Bakkerfeeling Adventures too.
Yeah. Any funny stories while you've been filming or traveling that you can share with us?
Many funny stories. One of them is my favorite. Well, I like this really much. Is last year we were in Wales, and we arrived in Cardiff. And for some reason, I'm not really the biggest fan of cities. I prefer nature and stuff like that. And I really didn't feel like filming that day. So I said, this is really lazy. Because I was also a little bit towards the end of the trip. So I said to Yolanda, we're just going to go to the tourist information office. We're going to have this map on the table. We're going to have the clerk, or how you call the receptionist, the person working there, explaining us all about Wales. Then we're going to drive by with the camera, and that's it. That's a wrap. Because I wasn't really bothered. So we arrived at this tourist information office in Wales, and there's this young man, and I explained it to him. And then he said that, no, first of all, I'm about to leave in 10 minutes. My shift is ended. And second of all, you have to go to City Hall and make an appointment. And then somebody will go, no, we just want to have an explaining of the city. We don't want to have a whole story. No, I'm not allowed to do this. I'm leaving, blah, blah, blah. The funny thing is that this office in Cardiff, it stays open. It's open for public. So even when there's no staff working, And then I said, okay, you know, what will happen when you leave? Oh, nothing. So I can sit in your chair. Well, I rather you don't, but I can. You're not going to be here. So what if you explain to me everything that's on the map in Cardiff? I'll try to remember. And when you're gone, I'll just, you know, play it out. There's no way you're going to do it. I'm going to try. So we did that, and this guy left, and we just shot we had the entire office for ourselves. So we shot the entire scene, like I was working there and explaining about all the things you can do in Cardiff. So that was quite funny as people.
I love it.
So it's just been plunged into darkness. The lights died. I love that. Sometimes like the things you don't plan are often the best things.
Most of the time.
Yeah, we find that a lot. Like when we're just talking, we very often do better videos than when we've meticulously planned out what we're going to say.
Mainly because I can't ever remember a script. I mean,
that's Yolanda.
Yeah.
That's how we got the bloopers for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I think that's great advice to everyone. Like if something goes wrong, just try and roll with it, because it might end up being one of your best videos.
Yeah.
It does. It is.
I have to ask, what did you think of the UK and Ireland as a separate
UK,
thing?
Lucy.
Well, I had already previously lived in the UK when I was about 21. So that's a completely unrelated different story. But I lived in Colchester in Essex for 1 year.
No, Colchester, yeah. We're a bit north of there, Norwich.
And Yolanda lived in London for a year too, unrelated to me, completely different story as well. So we didn't expect much of the UK because of the weather. I'm going to be really honest.
Fair comment.
This has been on the bottom of our bucket list because we're avoiding it. And there's a twist.
Oh, I hope so. They're going to switch you off.
So what happened is that last year it was a spur of the moment that we said, you know what, let's just jump in the car and go to the UK right now. So we did England, Scotland, Ireland, Northern Ireland, and Wales. And actually, to be very honest, this has been one of the best trips we've done so far. Also because the way we travel now is so different, and also because I have Yolanda being more involved in our videos. So it's really us doing crazy and us vlogging and us doing around, and we didn't plan anything on the trip. So we really had to go day by day where we're going to stay tonight. We didn't know it when we woke up in the morning. We don't know where we're going to end. So that was really an adventure that made it the best. The people we met along the way, everything was so special, so different. And of course, we did it with our own car and driving on the left side of the road. So for us, it was driving on the wrong side of the road instead of the right.
Well done.
Yeah.
And that was really awesome. And we really liked those 4 countries. And especially with Scotland and Ireland, we did not expect that beautiful nature. We didn't expect any of it. So we were so thoroughly amazed and surprised by all the beauty those countries had to offer us. So that was really, really nice. In the UK, we really liked that. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear, actually.
Yes,
yeah, because people, like you say, they don't visit us all that often because of the weather. So it's very nice to hear that you had a good experience.
Yeah.
We had no rain. We had good weather. We were really lucky.
You were really lucky. Yeah, it could have been not that good.
Yeah, but having said that, I think with the global warming situation, the summers in the UK in general are getting longer and hotter, and there is less rain. So, you know, from that kind of point of view, things could be improving with regard to the amount of rain. Yeah. Anything in the chat, Lucy?
Oh, let's see. No, nothing new. No.
Oh, sorry to butt in. I just thought of another question. What are your interests outside of traveling and YouTube, you guys?
Well, outside of traveling and YouTube, those are traveling is the main passion, as well as making the videos, which unrelated to YouTube. I just really love making series and making videos. Spending time together with Yolanda doing anything I enjoy as well. But if I can really get lazy and some time for myself, I like video games.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I'm not a real gamer. I don't have 5,000 games. There's only one series I play, but I really like that. And that's just disconnect from the reality and disconnect from the world and just be in my little bubble. And I really like doing that.
Yeah,
Gaming
you
and
need that
really
thing,
fun
don't you? That thing where you can just zone out and just
connect.
like be in your
Yeah.
own space. And I think we all need that from time to time in our busy lives.
So what's the best way of contacting you guys? Are you on social media as well as YouTube?
We're everywhere. We're
Hey,
of course we're on YouTube, Bakkerfeeling Adventures. We're also on Instagram, which is Traveling the World Together. If you can't remember, there's always a link in my banner to that site, to Instagram. And of course, Facebook is just Bastiaan Bakker, which is my name. I didn't make any special Facebook site. It's just my personal site. Everybody's welcome to join us. We also share our travel stuff on our Facebook. So that's the places where we are findable.
Lovely.
Awesome. Yeah, brilliant. I did just think of one more question. Oh yeah, do you guys use TubeBuddy?
Absolutely. I really think it's an asset because ever since I started using TubeBuddy, it just has so much useful tools, like the keyword research, which is my favorite. So I really think TubeBuddy is a must-have for every YouTuber, or at least Morning Fame or TubeBuddy or a similar program that will aid you with your keyword research and such, because that's really important for the algorithm. And
Yeah. And that's something I think, well, speaking for ourselves, but I'm sure other people as well, when you start out, that's something that you don't necessarily think about. You think about creating your videos and you think about your social media and you think about your subscribers, but actually all that keyword stuff is so vital to getting it all seen.
There's so many factors that come into, of course, having good equipment is also important and promoting your stuff is important, but there's so many factors that come into it. Some people think it's just, you just make a video and that's it. And it's really frustrating. And some people actually think that you can come to their place with the camera 5 minutes and there's your video. They don't understand the process of editing. That's really a shame, but it's important to have good equipment, to have your channel decent, to know what you do with your videos, how to make your videos. It's a lot of stuff that comes looking at having a YouTube channel, and a lot of people are not aware of the ins and outs.
Did you invest any money into camera equipment or sound equipment or anything like that?
Oh yes, we have, like I said, that the moment that I said, okay, I'm going to put all my money on this horse, we have invested in cameras. Of course, we've got each our own camera. One is better for vlogging, one is better for Zoom. Then we bought a drone, which for a travel channel is a must-have. Oh, this is really cool. It's really, okay, I'm really like a little kid with that. Really cool drone. So footage is coming soon of that as well. Then of course I got a backpack full. I can show you quickly. I got a backpack full of equipment, camera equipment, gimbal, lenses, microphones, spare batteries, business cards, caps, masks. So yeah, we did invest in the computer, the MacBook Pro. So yeah, we did invest quite some money into working towards making decent videos and having quality videos, having a good, decent program to work with, and having your stuff ready. I think that is important. So we did make quite some investments.
Yeah, it can make a lot of difference, can't it? Yeah. I'll just say to all you guys watching at home, if you do have a question for Bastiaan and Yolanda, this would be the time to type it in the chat. Yeah, fire away. Yeah. And I actually have it's kind of an existential question. I don't know, it makes sense in my head, but I hope it makes sense when I say it. Like in our world of always on phones and computers and screens and everything, when you're traveling, how do you stay present in the moment when you're also trying to film and record and think about sound and good shots? How do you also make sure that you're absorbing and taking in the moment yourself?
My wife.
If you can.
No, my wife. That's the answer to your question. It's Yolanda that actually has to grab me and say, and now you put down the camera and now you're going to enjoy it yourself, because otherwise you live through the screen and you're not going to see it. So it's really good to have a partner like that, because if it's for me, I'm so focused, I don't see anything. I just see everything when I come back on screen and my computer, and I actually have to think, wow, I shot that. I've seen that myself. So I do need someone that actually pulls me back and says, okay, camera down, make sure you finish your shot, and now you enjoy the environment yourself.
Yeah.
So that's the only way to make it work.
Yeah. And I think in general, for us too, doing it as a partnership is so much better. I would not be able to do this thing on my own.
Yeah, high five to all you individual YouTubers out there, because it's a lot of work.
Yeah. For sure. Having a partner actually takes some pressure off. We share the jobs, there's someone to talk to share things with. I think that's so important for us, and obviously for you guys too.
Yes, because I've done this on my own for many years, as this was just my hobby. And when Yolanda started getting involved, in the beginning it was more like joking around and such. But the thing is, she starts getting involved, and it really is great because she's making the thumbnails. Because I never did that. She makes the thumbnails. I'm really happy with that. She does a lot of things. I make the videos, and she does all the titles, the tags, all the stuff to make the algorithm happy. So we really split the chores, and we really split, like, I like doing this and she doesn't, and she likes doing that and I don't. So we really have a nice way of dividing the work and doing this together. It does make it a lot easier because it is a lot of work. So I'm really, really, really grateful and happy to have such a partner.
Oh, you sound like such a great team.
Oh, we are. I mean, don't want to sound arrogant, but we really are a great team.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's awesome. So I think it's really nice in the chat. I was just having a little look through just here, and it looks like Kasie and my take on home and garden are going to check out each other's channels after this. So I feel like a bit of a matchmaker of YouTube channels.
Definitely sharing the love.
Share the love Sundays for sure.
That's perfect. And that is really important, isn't it, Bastiaan, to actually collaborate and connect with people on YouTube. Yes. And they're so supportive, we've found, in the various groups.
Communities are very important because you can't grow on your own. And of course, there's people that are lucky and they skyrocket overnight, and that's good for them, and we can all hope that happens. But in reality, there's so many small channels, and I think if we all grab each other's hand and help each other out, we'll get there eventually. But together we're strong, and that's one of the main drives in the community that I run on Facebook, is grow together, help each other out. Because some channels are really worth checking out, and some channels are really deserve to have that push. So you have to help each other out a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think we have one more question in the chat for you. Katie wants to know if you've been to Japan.
Japan, no, but it is one of the places that's highly on the top of our list. I really, really want to do some thorough traveling in Japan. So I haven't been there yet, unfortunately.
Yeah, us too. We'd love to go to Japan. Yes. It looks incredible, doesn't it?
Beautiful videos.
Yeah. Hopefully we will make it someday.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just so lovely. Everyone's just saying we're stronger together. Matchmaker, says my take on home and garden. And lots of love going on in the chat. So thank you everybody who's contributed to that. It's really nice.
Yes.
Cool.
All right, Bastiaan. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. Really, really appreciate all your stories and your tips. It's been wonderful, hasn't it?
Thank you for having us.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And we look forward to following you on your adventure.
Thank you very much, and we look forward to showing our adventures.
She is.
My better half.
Yes, thank you for all your help in the chat.
Yeah, and thank you for having us. So it was nice.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it has, an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
It's been our pleasure.
Really enjoyed
Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah,
and we look forward to show you the most beautiful places we're going to discover. Although we don't know yet where we're going to start, but that's all just part of the adventure. We got a lot of plans and a lot of exciting episodes ahead of us.
Well, we'll be on the edge of our seats, and we can't wait to see what you're up to next. So thank you so much to you guys, and thank you everybody in the channel, who've been watching at home. Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for having us as well. Have a great Sunday, and thanks to all the.
Yeah, happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, everyone.
Bye.
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 Everyone.
Bye.
Bye.